He's been prime minister 6 times, stepped in when his country was on the edge of collapse. But now he is in a fight for his very legacy. Who is Ranil Wickremesinghe, and why should his story matter to you, no matter where you are in the world? Stick around, because this isn't just about one man. It's about power, crisis, and what a generation demands from its leaders. Let's quickly get to know the man at the center of this storm. Born in Colombo on March 24, 1949, Ranil Wickremesinghe started his career as a lawyer before diving headfirst into the turbulent world of Sri Lankan politics. And what a career it's been. He's held the position of Prime Minister an incredible 6 times, a testament to his political survival skills. But his most defining moment came in July 2022. Amidst an unprecedented economic collapse, with the country practically grinding to a halt, he ascended to the presidency after his predecessor, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, fled the country. He was seen by some as the only person experienced enough to steer the ship. For a younger generation watching their future hang in the balance, his appointment represented big changes, big risks, and a massive stake in what would come next. Was he the steady hand they needed, or just another face from the old political establishment? To understand Ranil's presidency, you have to understand the sheer scale of the crisis he inherited. Picture this. It's 2022 in Sri Lanka. The economy is in a freefall. Inflation is skyrocketing, making everyday essentials unaffordable. There are massive shortages of fuel, medicine, and food. People are waiting in lines for days, and the country is teetering on the brink of complete chaos. This was the scene when Ranil Wickremesinghe took the helm. His predecessor had been forced out by mass protests, and the public was desperate for a solution. So, what did he do? His first priority was to stop the bleeding. He immediately entered into tough negotiations with the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, to secure a crucial bailout package. But this financial lifeline came with strict conditions. This meant implementing austerity measures, a word that often translates to economic pain for ordinary people. We're talking about raising taxes, cutting public spending, and rationing essentials like fuel and electricity. Imagine being a young person just starting your career or finishing university. Suddenly, your taxes are higher, the cost of living is through the roof, and job opportunities seem to be drying up. The daily hardship was immense. While these decisions were framed as necessary medicine to cure a sick economy for many young Sri Lankans, it felt like they were being forced to swallow the bitterest pill, paying the price for decades of mismanagement they had no part in. Now, stabilizing a collapsed economy is one thing, but how you manage a frustrated and angry population is another. And this is where Ranil Wickremesinghe's tenure becomes deeply controversial. As protests continued, his government declared a state of emergency. This gave security forces sweeping powers to arrest people and crack down on dissent. Human rights groups and critics immediately raised alarms, arguing that these measures were being used to silence legitimate opposition and sidestep fundamental democratic rights. It was a classic clash. The state's need for order versus the people's right to protest. But the real bombshell dropped in August 2025. News broke that Ranil Wickremesinghe had been arrested on allegations of misusing public funds. The specific charge? Using state money to pay for private travel. This was a massive development. For his critics, it was the ultimate proof of what they had been saying all along, that the political elite operates by a different set of rules. They saw it as a long overdue moment of accountability. His supporters, however, painted a very different picture. They cried foul, calling the arrest vendetta politics, a politically motivated attack by his rivals to tarnish his name and remove him from the political landscape. The public was fiercely divided, with some demanding justice and others defending the man they saw as the nation's stabilizer. This moment crystallized the deep divisions in Sri Lankan society. So, where does all this leave Ranil Wickremesinghe's legacy? It's a question with no easy answer, and it really depends on who you ask. Is he the crisis leader who bravely took on an impossible job, made the tough calls, and pulled Sri Lanka back from the economic abyss? Or is he a controversial figure who used the crisis to consolidate power, silence dissent, and ultimately became another symbol of the system that many wanted to dismantle? Did his austerity measures truly stabilize the economy, or did they just inflict pain without delivering the promised relief and reforms? From the perspective of Sri Lanka's youth, these questions are not just academic. They are about their future. What does this entire saga mean for youth employment in a country still recovering? What does it say about the prospects for real political change and the fight for transparency and accountability? When a leader who was supposed to bring stability ends up facing charges himself, it can lead to deep cynicism. Can the next generation truly demand more from their leaders and expect a different outcome? Or is the cycle of crisis and controversy destined to repeat itself? This is the central challenge facing Sri Lanka today, finding a way to move past its crisis-ridden history and break free from the grip of its old guard, to build a future that the youth can actually believe in. The story of Ranil Wickremesinghe is a powerful case study in leadership, crisis, and the generational struggle for a better future. It forces us to ask tough questions about what we expect from our leaders, especially when times are tough. So what do you think? Was Ranil a crisis fixer who did what was necessary, or was he ultimately part of the problem he was supposed to solve? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This is a complex issue, and every perspective is valuable. If you found this deep dive insightful and want more content that unpacks the political issues affecting our generation, please hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue to bring you stories that matter. Thank you for watching. Your future, your voice.